Hey everyone, it's so good to see you all here at Codebar Festival. I'm super excited. And this is my first time as a speaker at Codebar. I was a moderator last year, and now I'm a speaker. So yeah, a good journey. So let me just share my screen, and we can get started. There you go. Hope you can see it. And welcome to Bash It Up, script simplifying life. And this won't be JavaScript, because I know we all have some love and hate relationship with JavaScript, but that won't be happening with Bash scripts. So there we go. And before we get started, a quick introduction. Hey folks, I am Karuna, and I love Linux, and I am a open source contributor from past 2 years. I am currently a student, but I love working in like communities and doing open source stuff. And I am also exploring technical writing. So I participated in GSOR 2022 season, and I have worked with Async API. So I wrote few guides and tutorials. I have also participated in a lot of hackathons. So I won like 12 hackathons in past year, not past year, I'd say 2021. And I've been giving talks around various conferences. Recently got selected in KubeCon. So a lot, there's a lot more to know about me, but let's get started with our agenda for today, which would be like, I have distributed it in 4 parts. So little bit of each, as we won't be able to learn a lot of stuff in just 2 hours. So we will be covering most of the basics, and we will know how to work with bash scripts. Okay. So first is introduction. So what is bash script? Why is it used? And we will get comfortable with it later on and learn some syntaxes which we will use it later while building our hands-on project. So it's like a mini script. We can use automation, and there are advanced stuff later on, but we won't be covering that part. So this will be like intro. Okay. And so what is bash script? And bash script, I would say, if you can imagine how a movie or in a movie or a TV show, how actors are given scripts, right, to read. And by reading those scripts, actors know what to do, right? But why am I talking about movies in a tech workshop? You are right. This is a tech workshop, and we are learning about bash script. And bash script does the same thing just as a movie script does. So for the computer, if you write a bash script, the computer knows what we want it to do, right? So this is how a bash script and a movie script has some similarities. Now we will look more into it. So yeah, this is what I said. A bash script tells a computer what it should do or it should say. So we can just simply look at some things. But before we get started, I would like to know, on whatever platform you are using, whatever OS you are using, if you are using Mac OS, you can check the default shell which you are using by like seeing echo shell, which is here. And it would say, if it is default, it should say bash. And if it's not, then you can just run this command on Mac OS, and it will change it to bash. All right. And if you are on Windows, I would recommend installing WSL, which is Windows subsystem for Linux, or Ubuntu. If not, you can just do echo shell if you are on Linux, and it's mostly bash as a default, so it shouldn't be much problem. Now, let me open my terminal and do the same thing. Here, shell, echo shell. It's a $, and shell is in all caps. So you can see that it shows me bin bash. So I am currently on bash shell, right? Oops.
We can't see your terminal.
Oh, you can't?
Just then, yeah, we couldn't see the terminal.
So I
Perfect.
probably need to change my screen every time from here. Yeah. So what I did is echo shell, which you can see here. And it just says bin bash. If not, you can just do which. And this would also work if you can just copy paste from here and here. And you will see that the terminal has changed. It's bash. And this command prompt here. So you can simply do that too. Both of those works, right? Now let me again. Now, so we were at shebang, right? So if few people couldn't see it, the first line hashtag exclamatory mark bin bash is the shebang, and comments we write using hashtag just as we do it in Python. But if you are not familiar with Python, forget that. We use a hashtag and we used to write a command, and it won't get executed. And the last line here is echo hello world. Now, each and every language when we learn, we use this hello world, right? So in bash it is simply print hello world. So like when you use echo, it will just print hello world on your screen, right? And this is basically it. You have written your first bash script. Now, well, if you actually want to um, write this bash script, I will tell you how. Just give me a second. So let's open up our terminal. Now, I hope you are all on bash. Let me just quickly share it. Okay, so we are on terminal now. And now let's do nano. And this is nano is just a simple editor which we can use to edit our scripts. Okay, and we have to add a name to our script. We can just write something like my script or whatever name you like, and do not forget to add .sh at the end. This is what separates this file, saying that this is a bash script, right? And we will click enter, and you can see this is a empty text file. Now we will just do the same thing. So first we will write shebang. Never forget the shebang, it is very important. Now we will just say echo. Instead of hello world, let's change it to hello codebar audience. Okay, and whenever you want to save the file, you can just go Control X, Y, and enter. That is done. Now we will see if we can execute this file. I know we will get some error, but I'm still going to do it. Well, /my script. See, we got an error. Now, do not say, do not worry about this error. We will fix it in just like this. So how will we do it? We will just do, see, whenever you write your own script, your first, there won't be permissions given to it because of security reasons, but you can add it if you are trusting this script. Okay, so chmod, and then you have to write +x. Let me just show you how your permissions are. If you do lsl, and if you add the script name, my script .sh, I'll show how these permissions are, right? So when I did lsl my script, you can see there is rwrr. So what does this mean? You have read, write, and read permissions for people out of your device, and others also have read permission, but you have write permissions and read permissions, but you do not have execution permissions. There is no x. X stands for execution. Now we will do give this execution permissions. So we will put chmod +x and my script .sh. And now we will do lsl again. If you don't want to write the whole command, you can just press the upper arrow key and previous command will be there. Now you can see there is read, write, and execution permissions. There is execution permissions, right? Now we are all set to go. And now we can execute our first bash script. See, we got a hello codebar audience. I'm not sure why I have a new mail. Let's ignore this line, but let's focus here. So this is what we wrote, right? In echo sentence, and we got it. Congratulations, now you wrote your first bash script. Let's go back to our presentation and let's see what else do we have in our, yep. So now this is all explained. Yeah. So next part is variables. So in the basics, we talked about print. So this is all done. This command is not executed. We executed the hello codebar audience. Now, in bash script, we have concepts which you normally have in other programming languages, like having variables, loops, and all of the stuff. So first we will look at variables. So a variable is a temporary store for a piece of information. You can just simply like have a variable in your bash script by just doing this, name equal to something, right? And you created a variable. That's so easy. Now, when referring or when reading a variable, we have to add a dollar sign. So if you say echo name, now this echo name will give me Karuna. So it will echo Karuna. Okay. And we can also add these variables in a statements like echo hi, my name is something. So we are printing hi, my name. So this name variable will change to Karuna since we are referring it here. And if we do just echo name, it will simply echo the name, the word name itself, because we haven't used the dollar sign. So this is a mistake, right? So let's see how we can do it in our bash script. Let's go ahead and do it in our terminal. So now we already know how we can start our bash script. So let's simply do nano myscript.sh. We can use this same script, okay? And I will do name equals to code bar. Be mindful of the formatting, okay? And we will say echo. What should we echo? We are at now name, okay? So this should give us an output saying we are at code bar. Now let's control exit, Y and enter. Now we will execute our script. Okay, so first we didn't remove our first echo statement. So that also came here. Hello code bar audience. And we also got we are at code bar. Now if I simply do nano script, let's see if we can like echo and we will remove the dollar sign. Let's see how we get the error. I'm sure now that it will just say we are at name. It didn't give us code bar, right? So do not forget the dollar signs. Awesome. So we got to know about variables. Awesome. So this is how variables work. You can use to do anything like let's say you have a lot of statements and you want to change a lot of variables. So you can simply add more and more variables. Let's say you have name, you can add age, and you can also have a lot of statements referring all of those and then echo all of them at the same time. That works, right? Now I will give you a small exercise to do. List 3 amazing things. You can just quickly write it in your notes or keep it in your mind, and we will do something for it. Why? Now we will talk about how we can do like have one variable in 3 different things and quickly replace all of this. So let's say I have 3 statements, and I want to have the same word in each and every statement, but I don't want to replace. So I want to quickly replace in each and every statement, right? So let me just share my terminal once. I'll show. Okay, let's remove all of this. We don't want it now. Except bin bash, I have removed everything. Now I will have 3 statements. List any 3 amazing statements about yourself if you want to. I will say I love codebar festival, echo this is a workshop at codebar festival, echo here we go. Okay, now I want to change each and every word, like one word in each of these 3 statements, right? Now I will put word, and I will say code bar. So I have used code bar 2 times, right? I can also have another variable called word2, and I will say amazing. Okay, now we will just change these, right? Instead of writing every time we are using code bar at each and every statement. So if you quickly want to change those, you can just add variables here. Let's say word. Here too, we will use word. So you can quickly change each and everything without retyping it. Here we go. We can use word too. All right. And control X, Y, enter. Let's run it. So see, we got the same thing, but we automated it, right? So if we want to change the same word in each and every statement, instead of code byte, it could be something else, but you can reuse this by just changing the variable. And we have some variables like unique variables reserved. I will show.
Could we go back to the permissions bit right at the beginning, please? Someone has messaged to say that they missed it.
Beginning of the presentation?
Well, just the permissions bit earlier on.
Oh, the permissions. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was a few slides earlier.
Slides. I don't think I have added permissions in slides. I've showed it.
Oh, I think it was just a bit higher up in your terminal. Sorry, I just missed the exact command
Okay.
when you get permission.
Okay. Let me show you. I can do that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks.
Awesome. So about the permissions, right? Whenever you like create a new script, let's say, sorry, no, I will create some new script. Okay, we have given it some name. This is a empty. Now I will just add quickly bin dash echo something, and we will just do this. Now this is created. This is a completely new script. And when you create a new script, you usually don't have permissions to execute for safety reasons. Like some scripts could be bad and it could do harm to your computer, right? So they don't give you permissions, right? For that, you can do ls and -l and do the script name rss.sh, and you can see the permissions. You have read, and write, and others have read. Okay. So in order to execute, if you trust the script, you can just do chmod plus x for execution, and r and w stand for read and write, and you can just simply give the script name and enter. Now if you do lsl rss.sh, now you can see that you have execution permissions. You can see access here, right? And now you can simply execute it. Now if I say /rss.sh, I said echo something and it gave me echo something, right? So that's how you get the permissions to execution.
Perfect. So ls-l is basically just show permissions of this file, and then
Yeah.
chmod is give me permission. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's really
Awesome. Thank you. Yep. Let's go back to our presentation. Okay, where were we? Yep. So some variables are reserved. We have seen that we can make our own variables, but few are reserved, and there are some nice, amazing shortcuts in Bash script. So the $sign and 0 gives the name of the Bash script. So like we have make our own names, right? rss.sh or myscript.sh, something like that. It will give the name of the Bash script when you execute this with $sign. And $1 to 9 are reserved for the first 9 arguments of the Bash script. So like if you are using a variable and then you have using the $1, it will take first argument. And if you have more than one arguments, you can simply increase that till 9. You have $hashtag. So this will tell you how many arguments were passed to the Bash script. So this is predefined 1 to 9. This is this, where the like how many you are passing. But if you don't know, or if you want to know how many were passed to the Bash script, you can just use the hashtag sign. And $@ shows all the arguments supplied to the Bash script. And $? Exit status of the most recently run process. So if you are running any processes, it will show the exit status, like you have -1 or 0 or something, mostly like that. So it will show that status of your recent process. And $2 process ID. So each process have some ID connected to the script. So that will show the process ID. And $user shows the username of the running script. It will just simply print out your username if you are the user of the desktop, or if you are using someone else's desktop, it will print out their name. And hostname of the machine the script is running on. Seconds, the number of seconds since the script was started. And random returns a different random number each time. And line number returns the current line number in the Bash script. Now we can see, let me show you how you can use this even without the Bash script. So like in the terminal, you can directly do that without using Bash script too. Let me show how you can use these reserved ones. Okay. Now we have to define a variable to use all of these, right? Like let's say random. I won't type the whole, we can say ran, and I will use random here. So I'm not specifically saying like how we did it previously. like we had this word equal to amazing. I'm not specifically defining it like that, but we are using these reserved variables. So I am using that random. Okay. Now we can simply do echo ran and let's see what's the output. Oops. Oh, I have to add the $sign. See, I made the silly mistake of missing the $sign. And it gave me a random number since I used this random, right? So we can use all of this in a similar way, but some of these needs proper scripting. So like if you are using the $1, you need to pass these arguments in order to get the output. Otherwise, you can use most of these, like user, you can also do that. User, you can do this. User. Now you can do echo $user and it print out my username, right? You can use these in bash script too. Simply you can do echo or simply you can use it in any other line you want to. Let's get back. Awesome. Now, since we are done with variables, another simple activity for you all. Now list 3 books you own. And this is what we will do. So you have seen these variables, right? So echo what books do you own? Now we will see how we can make the scripts interactive. Now I have asked you to list 3 books you own. Now I am asking you all. Now you can do it using your bash script. How? You can make your bash script ask you what books do you like, or what cash do you own, etc., etc. How are we doing it? We have first statement is echo. So what books do you own? And now to make it interactive, or how to make your bash script read your inputs, is we are using this read here and we are defining our variables. So book 1, book 2, book 3. So it reads using these, and your first book was, and we are having these 3 here again with the $signs, and it will take the input and it will show us the output using our echo statements. You can do this like that, and let me show you in the terminal. Okay, let's go back to our script. Nano. Yep, there we go. I can remove all of this. If you want to keep it, you can. We can just comment it out later. Now, echo what cars do you like? We can change it up. Now we can use read car 1, car 2, car 3. Takes all of the input. Now we can simply use echo statements to do that. Your first preference is car 1. And simply copy paste. I'm gonna just change the variables. Oops. Car 2, car 3. Now control X, Y, and enter. Now let's run. Wait, what? Okay, some error. Let's see.
Double quotation in echo.
Oh, yes, thank you. Awesome.
There's another line missing a quote further up.
Okay.
What cars do you like has a quote missing at the end.
Yep.
Out of curiosity, do you need quotes on that line, or like do you just need? Is it just sentences that have like variables or logic in that need quotes around them?
I'm not like for echo. I think we need quotes. No, we don't usually need, because we printed hello world without quotes too, right?
Yeah, I think your first example, it was just like echo something without quotes, and so a quote's a quote's just like saying that this sentence has some logic in it, like if we want to put variables in it.
I think let's try and remove this, the first one. Okay. Let's try again. Okay, we got it. Okay, so what cars do you like? I will say Benz, Mercedes, or what? Maruti, something, or let's say Swift. Okay, so I have entered all three cars here, and it gave me Benz, Mercedes, and Swift. Oh, I have wrote first for all three. We can change that up. I have copy pasted and hence third. You can remove quotes too. I don't think that would make any difference. We can try removing that up and let's see what happens. I think there was something else, because as I removed the first part, I got the output. Okay. Let's try. See, it still works. So Swift, Benz, Volkswagen. Still works. So yeah, quotes are not necessary. You can keep it if you want to. Awesome. So we are done with doing this exercise, and we have seen that we can read from all three of those variables, or you can use single variable too. So if you want just one time, you can use read book one and just have your echo statement, and you will get one variable's output, right? Now let's go back to our presentation. Now, good question. Ever thought, what if I had good grades? Now, why am I asking this? Because our next activity will be related to it. Now, in here, we will learn how we can read our variable, and we also have if statements. Now, in most of these programming languages we use in our daily life have if statements, right? So in bash script, it is simply like really good. So if statement starts with if, and we have then, and it closes with fi. Now, why is fi the opposite of if? It just F is in the front and I, and then it closes. So it's super easy. So echo, we have used a new line. So have the -n, and we are reading variable. So read var, and echo, your number is $var. So that we are reading the output and it is here. Now, if test, our variable is less than 90. So minus LT represents that our number is less than the number on the right side. Then echo, it's less than 90. And if not, we will say echo by. Okay, if this is true, it will say less than 90. If not, it will simply exit. Since we don't have else statement here, it will simply exit and it will say echo by. So we will try this. Let's go ahead, open our script. Let me quickly clear the screen. Clear. Yep. Nano. Let's remove all of this. Okay. Now echo, we can add new line so that we can just enter our score down below and that will look neat. Please enter your score. Have some space. Okay. Read var. You can see, you can use variable names in small cases or capital cases, even mixed. So that doesn't have any problem in that. So echo your score is $sign var, but once you declare this in uppercase or whatever you are using, don't change it here. It should be consistent. If not, you will get an error. Test. Now we will see LT 90. If this is true, then we will do tab, again formatting. It's less than 90. I will change it a little. Let's say I'll say go study right now. Okay. Now we will say Fi to close it and echo by. Awesome. Control X, Y, enter. Let's. Okay, please enter your score. Now I will say 40. I'm very poor in studies. Your score is 90. Sorry, your score is less than 90. Go study right now. Bye. Okay, so it told me that it's less than 90. Now we can also do greater than 90. How? Instead of LT, we can do GT. Okay, now it will say if it's greater than 90. Greater. We can still keep go study because some parents will be like, oh, I need my child to get 100. So we can do that. Now I will say 100. Your score, okay. It's greater than 90, go study right now. So it still works, right? And we can also do, let's try, oh, Okay, let's try if this was greater than 90, right? So if I enter something less than that, your score is 10 and it simply says bye. It did not execute this statement when I did 100. It simply quit. So this is a simple if statement, and you can also do else. So if else, you also have elif here, so you can do that too. And the same thing is like closing statement is 5 and it will go away. So if then do this, we can also have, oops, we can also have else. We will write else. This is greater, we will add else. What can we write? You are smart. And then close. Control X, Y. Okay. 10. Okay. Now I have added an else statement and it print you are smart.
Sorry, do you
And
mind sharing that file again, just so I can take a quick screenshot?
yeah, sure.
Brilliant, thank you.
Awesome. So you can write as many else if statements as you like, and you can build a whole universe using else if statements. So there are some amazing games you can build, like text games using else if statements. Now let's go back to our presentation. Now we also have case statements which are a bit more convenient than else if, right? So in else if you can use if, else if, else if, else if, keep on continuing. But in case statements, see, this is a bit like you can use numbers in here. So first echo enter the name of a country, just like we entered the score. It's the same thing. We are reading our input, and then we are echoing the input. See, echo the official language of the country is, and then case. So in case statements, you can use as many options as you want. Like you can give the users like they have these Lithuania, Romania, and I have some country names here, right? So when a user enters a country, then they will get the output for their uh, official language. Now in the case statements, you can have a lot of what do you call it, instead of having all cluttered down, you can have these piping. So in Romania you can see, sorry, in Italy you can see there are a lot of slash symbols, like the, what do you call, I don't remember the symbol name, but you can see that there are city names again. So Italy, San Martino, Switzerland, and Vatican City. So all of these cities use Italian. So Romania and Moldova use Romanian, and Lithuania uses Lithuanian. So you can have two or more options in the same case, and you can have the one input for all. Let's try and execute this in our script. Okay, so first we will see, let's erase all of this. Yeah, I remembered. So the straight line symbol is like pipes in bash. So you can get 2 or more options in the same thing. So echo enter name of a country. Okay, and we will read country. I'm using small case here, and when you use the $sign, you also have to use the small case. So to maintain the consistency, the official language of country is again. Okay, now we are reading from country, so case country in. Okay, now we will use our options. Oops. So first option we can do, you can list countries from where you are. So let me say start in from I saw people who are from London, people who are from Switzerland, so I will list all of those. Okay, so first country, let's say or should I say cities? Why are some country names in quotes, some aren't? That's the language names which are in quotes. So echo, in the echo statement, that is in quotes. So if I say Lithuania and tab echo, so this will be in quotes. And you can remove the quotes also, because we have seen there's no much difference when we do quotes or not. And when changing the case, we have to do 2 semicolons. So this is the first case. Now first case is ending with semicolons. Now we will do second case, tab. We will do Romania. Now we also have the same language using another country. So we can also have Moldova. So both of these countries use the same language. So we are clubbing them up, and we have used a pipe. So we have Romania or Moldova. If you enter Romania, you will get the same output. You will enter Moldova, you will get the same output. So we can do echo Romanian. Okay. Now we have to close this. Now we can also enter another, let's say Italy. And yeah, there are the quotes are optional if there are no spaces. Yep, true. Thank you for helping them out. So see, if I enter no space here, like no quotes here, it won't like separate, and then it will give me 2 names again. So we can use quotes here. San Mariano. Switzerland. And we have used this 2 options here. We can use 3 or more. we can do Vatican City. We have to close it using brackets. Echo Italian. And case closed. And even after all of this, if the user enters something else, let's say some other country, then the computer won't know what to have it there. So we can have one more option, echo unknown. And we will close this. Now, how we have started the case, but we have also have to end it. So in bash script, I really like this part. So in if statements, you have seen we end the if statement using the opposite of if, which is fi. So in case it is also the same. So we just have to reverse the word, and that's it. We have ended our case statement, and now we can do Control X, Y, and enter.
No, there is an error.
Where?
Yeah, Karuna, after Vatican City, you didn't close the brace. You just used the 0. Can you go back and check over there? Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Vatican City.
Oh, sorry. Yep. Thank you. Let's execute.
What is?
Enter the name of country. City. Official language is unknown. Why? Is it because maybe I need to enter in the same way how I have entered it? Vatican City. Nope. Let's try Italy. Okay, it is giving it correct for Italy. You had it as okay. Vatican City. Oh. Okay, let's try. Okay, got it. Yeah. So in the same way, we have to enter. Since I made the mistake in not capitalizing it, I got different. So if we do it, I got Italian here, right? Now we can, let's try something like adding some other name which is not there. Let's say India. And it says that country is not there. So it gave me unknown. Okay. So this is how simple case script works. So we can do Lithuania. Okay, we got it right. And our unknown statement works too. So if we do any other country rather than this, we will get unknown, right? So you can use this in various cases. In games, mostly this is used because like you can get a lot of options through like let's say you want to build a character game, you can use this for menu. So you can choose play, or you can have some character changes, like you have weapons. Then you can have case statements to choose whatever weapon you want to, right? And in place of the country names, you can also use numbers. Let's say case 1 switch statement, case 2 switch statement, and you will have numbers there. So you can simply put 1 2 3 4 instead of typing the whole names and forgetting about capitalization or how it was written. You don't have to worry about that, and that will be easy, right? For line break, can you add? Yeah.
Sorry, would you mind explaining the -n?
-n, yeah. So like when you are taking input, we can omit the n. We can see, let's try omitting n. Oops.
But is it something that's like related to case statements in general, or
It's
or
not related to case statements though. So let's see. Yeah, so /n is for new line, and wait, -n. And we can try and remove this. Let's see. It shouldn't do like.
I'm just doing a little search online and I found a link that sort of says -n stops it from appending a new line.
Mm-hmm.
So if you include it, like you might have noticed that your bash profile, I guess it's called, thing, sort of the start of the line, appears on the same line when you put -n.
Oh
And
yeah,
that's
yeah.
because you're telling it to not create a new line, but I don't quite know why. Like,
So we can yeah. So yeah, when we did like stop the new line, it doesn't look good, right? I
yeah.
think. So instead of doing that, we can just remove the ends.
cool? All right, because yeah, like in Ruby, you'd use get instead of read, and you'd use like get.chomp to create a new line. So this is the -n kind of creates a new line to
Yeah.
make everything not bunched up. Okay, cool. That makes perfect sense.
Got it.
Actually, the opposite. -n stops the new line.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not, that's the thing. That's the difference from \n. \n adds a new
Is
line.
the new line, yeah. And this
-n
is
stops
stopping
a
it.
new line. Yeah, that's it.
Right. Okay, cool. Good to know.
And now we can see it might, yeah, because in the output now we can see that
You
this
can still
came
see the
here.
presentation. I think you need to share the terminal.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So when we did have this -n, we got Lithuania and we got like this line here instead of getting new line, right? So we didn't get new line here, and this came here directly.
So if we
now
remove the -n, then okay. Sorry, yeah, go on.
yeah, so now if we do it, yeah, now it's perfect. It's giving us new line.
Cool.
It was
Perfect.
stopping it before. Hope it's clear now. Yep. Now let's go back. Oops. Yeah. Now we also have for loops, just like we have it in other languages. So basic for loop, you can just do for, have the variable name, and if that for is there, then do echo name done. So for the, we have these names. Till we have all these names, we are doing an echo statement for all the names, and once it's done, we can have just this done here and echo all done, right? So we can do this, and we have our simple for loop. We also have like do while loops, but we are not going there. So we are just simply looking at in here. But do you recognize some error in this code which I have in my presentation?
The variable.
Yes. So here's a small meme for those who couldn't find it. Say my name, and Bash will just echo my name, and that will say echo. So I meant say $ my name. So I have missed $ here just to give a small exercise for our audience. So let's do our correct uh, for loop. Let's go ahead, remove all of this. Okay, so I would like to take few names. Also, you can use single quotes if you want to declare variables. You can also use double quotes, doesn't matter. Let's write some names. I will write my name. Who else? Let's say up. Okay. For name in names, do we want to echo all the names. Also, we have to add our $signs. And then done. Echo. All done. Okay. And now, oops. Not a valid identifier. Wait. Think.
Because line 1, you've called it name, and you've said name in names on the second line. So you're missing the S on line 1.
Okay. Now good. So we got all our names here, and we also got our echo all done. Right, so this is a simple for loop. You can make it more complicated if you want to later on. And yep. So we also have functions. So simple functions, we can do something like this. We have our function name, and we use parentheses to start, and then flower brackets, and inside we can add our statements, whatever we want that function to do, and we can call that function as many times as we want. And here you can see I have used the $1 symbol in these slides. In the starting, I have shown you this one, right? So the first arguments of the bash script can use $sign. So in here for the functions, I have used one argument for each. So I'm calling the function and I'm also using one argument. Let's say I have used Mars, I have used Jupiter. Now, if I want to use two arguments, I will do $2, and then I will put two arguments here itself. So instead of calling that function again, I will do Mars and Jupiter just right beside that, and we will do that. Where did my terminal go? Okay. Now we can add our function here. Print something. Open up. Echo. Since I have shown the $1 symbol, which takes one argument, let's try making it 2. And we will close this. We will call the function. I will use Mars, Jupiter. Okay, and Control X, Y, and enter. Okay, so since we haven't deleted, we got all of this. And we got hello Jupiter, but not Mars. Why? Okay, it took the second argument. So since I have used two, so $1 takes, wait, no. Yeah, so $1, if I have used that, it would take only the first argument. Now I have used $2. So it will ignore this Mars and it will take only this second argument. Now if I do $1 and $2 simultaneously here, it should get 2 arguments. So yep, I did $1, $2. It took all 2 arguments at the same time. We can do 3 also. Let's skip 3 and try 4. So even if we have 4 arguments, it will take, okay, Jupiter, Earth, Saturn. Now it will it took the 4th argument. It skipped Earth, it took Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, right? So if you are using $1 and $2, $2 won't take 2 arguments at the same time, but instead it will take the second argument which you have passed. So it will ignore each and every arguments which are there and take only that argument which you have passed. So the second one, right? So we have almost finished our all of the basics here. Now it's time to build. So let's see what we can build. So it's time to build. So here's a little meme. If you want to take a break, go ahead, have a 5-minute break, and we will come back to it. All right. let's go back. Hope you all are hydrated now and have some good break. So let's go back to building. Now, what are we going to build? Since we just have a break, we can build a hydration reminder. Now, why do we use bash scripts again? Bash scripts are used mostly for automation. So we are going to automate a reminder for like like we will build a reminder for drinking water. Let's say stay hydrated, folks, and we will build that. So let's begin with a new bash script. Nano stay hydrated .sh. Now this is a completely new file and you have to give them permissions again, right? So let's start with shebang, then bash. And now we will set the time interval. So how much time interval should we do? Let's say in 3 hours, but we have to set it in seconds. So 3 hours would be equal to some 1800 seconds. Okay. Now this is a comment. So we will do reminder interval. This is a variable. And we will do 1800. We will set the initial time for reminder. So when should we get our next reminder? So next reminder we'll get our $sign parentheses. So when we do this, we can also have our date plus we have to add a reminder interval. And we are going to loop over it. So we will use while true, while this is true, do. So we have to get the current time. Date. And we will check if it's time for water reminder. So if our current time is greater than the next reminder, if current time Copilot is doing all. Oh, that's good. Now we will do then we will display a reminder. So echo, it's time to drink water. Okay. And we will set time for the next reminder. Next reminder which should be current time plus a reminder interval. And we will close our if statement. And now we will make it sleep. So we will make it sleep for 60 seconds. And after waiting for 60 seconds, it will check again. And we will put done.
I think there might be a typo as well online. The current timeline, the date, it should say date, but there's a W at the end
Oops.
on the current time variable line.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. Now we have to give our script permissions again. So we will do chmod plus X and stay hydrated. Okay. Now it should have it, but let's check. LSL stay hydrated .sh. Yep, it has the permissions. Now let's execute. Line 13. Do we have a line 13 too?
You have a white line at the top of the script. Maybe you should remove it first. Maybe it's the shebang is not on the first line.
That is the first line for me.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It's not going up.
What is meant by GE hyphen G?
GE is like we are checking
Is
if the current time is still less than the next reminder, or sorry, if it is greater than the next reminder, then we will say it's
then
time
it
to
is
drink
G
water.
greater than, it is GT, right? Not GE.
It means greater or equal.
Oh, okay. Greater or equal. Okay.
Yeah, let's see. There's one comment. Okay. Line 13. I'm not sure. Let's see.
We need to count the white lines as well. They count.
Let me just check one second. Yeah, they might. So
is it because there's a space between the where it says next reminder and square brackets?
A good point. It could well be that, yes. The line that begins with if current time, GE next reminder, there is a space in front of a square bracket. Try to remove it.
Could be, let's see.
Sorry, I think you had to.
Okay, it went to line 12 now.
Spaces of each side of the bracket when you use it in conditional. I mean, before and after each bracket, you have to leave a space.
There's a space before and after.
Not try after.
Also inside, before the $sign.
No, this space is fine, right? For like,
No, I mean, immediately after the open bracket and before the $sign. Yes, that, yeah.
I think the semicolon is not required in the if statement before then.
It is in this case. No,
Semicolon.
you're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's working for me, and that's because when what I've done what when says, which is put a space before and after both array brackets. I think that's the only difference between yours and mine.
it's working for you. Okay,
Yes, it's working. Yes, I don't have an error, but obviously it's going to take 24 hours or whatever for the actual or 3 hours. So it's going to take 3 hours before I actually get anything to actually know it's
Ooh,
working.
okay.
But
We can reduce the interval time
yeah,
then.
yeah, that's what I was going to suggest.
So let's make it to 10 seconds and see if that works. Okay.
Oh, but I did have
And
the
we can reduce the
semicolon, man.
sleep time too, I guess. Let's reduce the sleep time so we can see it immediately. Let's make it 5. Okay. No. Near 5.
Yeah, it's working. It's just you need that semicolon straight after the array bracket, the closing
Oh,
array
yeah. I
bracket.
removed it again. Okay. Let's hope that works. Okay, no output. Why? Oh, it's time to drink water. I got it. Awesome. That works. And this will keep checking our time for each 10 seconds. Now it's, yeah. For 10 seconds, it will check it's time to drink water. Now, if you want to keep it running, you can use cron jobs. So if you want to do that, let's Control C. Now, cron tab is something like cron tab E. And when you do this, it will open up in an editor like V editor, right? So in V editor, you have to press I to get into insert mode. And when you do that, you get permissions to edit it. And you can now add the part to your script. And once you add your part to your script, you can add, like, instead of sleep, you can just add the cron tab thing. And that will keep on working in the background and keep checking if you need to, like, have water, then it will add it to your terminal. So you can simply add this path to your script. Stay hydrated. Okay, first I need to find my path. Let's check the path.
Sorry, Karuna, I missed that. Could you just show again how you got into this?
Oh, the cron tab.
Yeah.
Yep, just a second. I need to quit it, exit.
Thank you.
Oops. Oh yeah, so just add this command cron tab and -e. This will open in a V editor. Did it work?
Cron tab dash what?
EE.
EE.
One
Single
E.
E. Single E.
Single E. Okay. Oh, now I can't even. Okay, I'll figure it out. Thank you.
You got it?
It's running something in my terminal now, so I have to kill the terminal, and I can't just Control C to get out. So I'll have to do something. Thank you.
Okay. No problem though. So once it's open, you can do I to insert, and to save it, you have to, like, once you add the part to your script in the first line, to save it, first enter escape, and WQ will save your file. And once you're done, you can just close this and add our, wait, where did the terminal go? Yeah. Now, once that's done, again, we can do nano, and we can here add our cron tabs. And instead of sleep, we can do so we are using sleep here. So when we do this, we actually have to keep on running our script. Instead of that, if we use cron, it will check back in the background. Oh, sorry, you don't have to add anything here, by the way. You can just do the same thing. We'll put sleep 5. Sorry, we need to add it in that tab. So in cron tab E, when you add your path, you can see 5 stars here, right? So when we do that, we can just do I insert mode, and we can put 0, and if we do 15, so this will run our script at 3 p.m. every day. So to make sure we are doing this, so 15, the 3 p.m. and this will run our script when we give the path to our script here, right? You can schedule like on any time you want. Let's say if you want it at 11 a.m., you can simply put 11, and you can save this by saving. So first you have to exit the insert mode, then you have to do WQ. You have saved this, and now we can simply sit back and relax. The cron will do the job. Also, you can edit with nano, doing editor nano. Okay, there are some tips from the audience, and we have a link. Cron help looks like a good tool. Nice, awesome. So we made our first bash script, simple bash program to remind you to drink water. Awesome.